Hello everyone, my name's David Edgar. I'm the host of Heart and Hand, the Rangers podcast. I'm joining you tonight live from Old Trafford after Rangers suffered a heartbreaking defeat here to Manchester United, conceding a goal in injury time after a very late equaliser had seemed to get us an unlikely point. And the reason I say it was unlikely was Rangers coming into this match without so many players, missing key players through either injury, not being in the European squad, or because of suspension in the case of Mo Diamande. The team that we put out was the one everybody picked because it was basically we thought all there was. We suffered more injuries during the match and ended up with a team that I don't think any of us would have said going into a game like this. And even though that there were mistakes, and I'll talk about those in a minute, I'm very proud of the shift that Rangers put in, particularly in that second half when we were really short of numbers. We were bringing on kids who hadn't played very much. Finlay Curtis, his debut comes against Fraserburgh, second game against Manchester United here, one of the most famous football stadiums in the world, and he didn't let himself down. Bailey Rice came on at half time for Connor Barron and he was excellent, really good. He's also big, and a team, this Rangers team's small, and he added a bit of physicality to it. It would have been a brilliant point for us, a brilliant result for us. That's not to say that Manchester United didn't create most of the chances. Of course they did. This is basically a Rangers side that was packed with guys who wouldn't be first team starters if everyone was fit, and yet we were competitive. We stuck in against them. We fought really hard. We lack quality, and unfortunately we know that, but you would kind of expect it when you come here against a Premier team. In the second half we have Tav going into centre back, Ridvan Yilmaz going to right back. We're bringing on kids off the bench, and they're bringing on 250 million quid's worth of substitutes. That's the difference. They've got a World Cup winner in defence. Rangers started really well, could have taken the lead early. Nico Raska and had a chance, lovely ball through by Egaman, and then Ridvan Yilmaz had a chance. United came into it, forced a couple of saves from Jack Butland, and then they looked as though they'd taken the lead from a set piece. Rangers struggled at set pieces all night. This one was headed home by Delete, but he was adjudged to have fouled Robin Proper as he got there. And then we got in at half time 0-0, but like I say, immediately Barron and Balogun went off at half time. On came the McCausland and Rice, and you thought, Tav at centre back, Ridvan at right back, we could be up against it here. The goal when we did concede was awful. Jack Butland's had a nightmare. He's made a lot of good, he's made some terrific saves tonight, but that's a goalkeeper, and you can't save for a goalkeeper apart from the goal. Every goalkeeper makes the odd howler. He's made quite a few recently. This was terrible. It was John Lukic all over again, just punched the ball into the net, and it doesn't come about by accident. It comes because United's delivery was excellent all night, and he is getting put under pressure continually and eventually buckles and makes that error, and it was a terrible error. And for the next 15 minutes I thought this could get really ugly. United springing their step, they were all over us, they're making chances, and you thought they could really go on and batter us, and I feared the worst at that point, having been in the stadium when Liverpool were 2-1 up with half an hour to go and it ended up 7-1, and I thought, please don't let that happen. But that's what I've got to say about the team. They fought, they really did, they fought, and they kept thinking they could get something. That's the other thing. We made a couple of chances. Cyril Dessers came on and he's hit the post, although he might have been offside in the build-up, and then he scored a beauty. Tav with a great long ball, he makes Harry Maguire misjudge it, then spins, controls it and lashes it home into the bottom corner. An absolute beauty, wonderful moment for the amazing travelling support tonight. And then afterwards Jeffy switches off, cross right across the goal, and there's Bruno Fernandes, and he finishes. Diallo, that's what good players do. They force errors because they're always on at you. Jeffy's made that error there. So, a real sore one, a boot in the nuts. I'm not angry at them, because I think that they did their best. I think we could get more from guys like Bajrami, who was an absolute non-factor again tonight. He's really not doing much for us. But I think that when you look at the guys we had out there, what they did, who they were up against, I know this isn't a vintage Man United team, but like I say, they're players. Garnacho, talking about transfer bids for him, 70 million coming in, and it's a different world. But that doesn't make the defeat any less painful. But we are pretty much guaranteed now a spot at least in the playoff. So the European adventure will continue. We've got USG next week. Top 8 is unlikely, but win it and see where it takes us. But some positives, they'll be easier to see in the future. Hopefully we look back at this at Bailey Rice and we look back at this at Finlay Curtis. There's just something great about seeing a couple of your own going on there in this stadium, 75,000 people in it, and just not caring, just playing, and playing like they believed they belonged there. And tonight the two of them looked as though they did. Right, and folks, we'll have more on this all over the network. So until I speak to you again, can I just say though to anybody travelling either tonight or tomorrow, please take care, be safe, and if it looks really dodgy, there's worse things in the world than another night in Manchester. But safe home everybody, and I'll talk to you on Sunday after we take on Dundee United. Take care everybody, bye bye.